Com has a variety of equipment that you can reserve to make your video. However, our lenses are commonly overlooked. Of course, each camera comes with a standard lens, but understanding the lenses can help make your shots more intentional and portray your own unique video style. Now, we have lenses that work with the JVC cameras and ones that work for the Canon cameras, but this video specifically will be going over the lenses for the JVCs. There are two basic things to look at when picking a lens. That is the focal length and the f-stop. The focal length refers to the millimeters that you'll see on the side of a lens. Each JVC comes with a 12 to 40 millimeter lens, so trying to give you a variety of shots. The 12 millimeter will be the most zoomed out that it can get. So that is going to give you a really wide shot. That's great for landscapes or if you have a lot of subjects that you need to capture. If you are zoomed all the way in, then you're at that 40 millimeter range, and that is better for, closer details to your subject, or, kind of blocking off some of the distractions that the environment might bring. The f-stop can also be referred to as the aperture. So think of the lens like an eye and the f-stop as the pupil. So it's referring to the amount of light that the lens is letting in. If you go outside and it's a bright day, your pupils are likely to get smaller as to not let as much light in because it is bright enough. If you go inside in a dark room playing hide and go seek or something, your pupil is likely to get larger as to let more light in order to see. The lens works the same way. If you have somewhere around like an f1.5 and f2, the lens is going to be a lot more open, allowing for more light to get in. If it's going to be something like an f16, it's going to be a lot smaller as to not let as much light in. It also can affect the details. So something like an f2 is going to capture more details in the subject and kind of blur out the background, versus like an f16 is going to capture the subject and the background with no severe delineation between the two. Quickly too, we must mention that there are zoom lenses and prime lenses. Zoom lenses meaning the ability to zoom in and out and giving that range of millimeters. Prime lens is just that millimeter. It's you can't zoom in and out. That's what it is. That's what you get. Deal with it. Right? This is a 12 millimeter prime lens, so 12 millimeter is all it's ever going to be. Stop trying to make it something else, okay? Let it live its life. You can still focus and everything with this, and you can adjust the f-stop, but you can't zoom in and out. If you want to get closer to a subject, you're going to have to physically pick up and move the camera. So we have a few lenses that can be reserved for our JVCs. I'm going to show you the differences in shots. If it's a zoom lens, we'll show you the low end of the millimeter and the high end. And these are all going to be of the same subject, the same shot, so that you're truly able to tell the difference from lens to lens. First, the lens that comes in all JVC rentals is the 12 to 40 millimeter lens with the f-stop of f2.8. So here's the lens zoomed out completely at 12 millimeters versus its max zoom at 40 millimeters. Next, we have the 35 to 100 millimeter lens with an f-stop of f2.8. So here's the camera zoomed out at 35 millimeters and zoomed in at 100 millimeters. We have an 11 to 16 millimeter lens with the f-stop of 2.8. So here's the difference between the 11 millimeters and the 16 millimeters. And then we have two primed fixed lenses, with one at 50 millimeters with a f-stop of 1.5 and a 12 millimeter with an f-stop of f2. To see the f-stop in action, here are the lights at 25% with the f-stop of 1.5. Notice how the background is out of focus. And here the light's at 100% with the f-stop of 5.6, and things in the background become more clear. My biggest piece of advice is to just pick up some of these lenses and play around. You know, each lens and the way you set up your shot tells a different artistic story. A lot of filmmakers are known by what kind of lens they use because it is an artistic choice and it influences how your intended audience consumes the media and the thoughts they have on it. This has been the comm service presented by the good grace of Jace. I'm still working on a title, okay? I'm open to suggestions, okay? I've just been making this up on myself. So if you can help, that'd be great.